Here we go, here we go, here we go. Boom.
This is shock.
Our seats. This is our table now. Okay, let's go. Return to our seat. This is great.
We're live!
Okay. Hey everyone, I'm Emily.
I'm Z.
Z is my awesome friend that I
Oh
met.
yeah! Self-declared awesome, by the way.
Yeah, do you want to tell everyone how we met?
We met at a meetup group when we went for hiking. And I went there alone. And Emily's supposed to be the co-organizer of the meetup, of the hiking thing. And yeah, and then she was very friendly. She came to talk to me because I was alone. Yeah, and then we got, we remain in touch. Yeah, ever since.
Yeah, so Z is one of my only friend I am still in touch with after the whole meetup situation.
Yeah.
So it was great. We go hiking and now we're just like friends and we hang out and meet together.
Yeah, we do lots of things together.
Yeah.
Cycling. We went for pottery classes.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Okay, let's dig in. I kind of want to just show, or maybe you're better probably explaining what it's what. Maybe we can start with our drinks.
Sure.
First.
So this is sugarcane juice. It's just pressed juice out of sugarcane. That's all. It's really sweet and it's, I think, the most popular drink at a hawker center. So hawker center is it came about like in 1960s.
Okay.
So these are all street foods. It's just that in 1960s the government decided to move all the street food vendors into purpose-built buildings like this.
Yeah.
So that people just can all go together and it's cleaner this way.
Yeah, and the price point is normally it could be $1.50 to most expensive $8.
Yeah. Yes.
Roughly?
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
So this is how much?
This is $2.
$2, yeah.
For a huge one.
Yeah, and it tastes so good, so refreshing. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know if you can tell, but it's really hot here in Singapore.
Yeah.
Okay, and then next on our list.
Okay. You want to do your sharo?
I know. I don't know much about saro, but it's really good. It's so good. I love saro.
It's just roasted pork.
Yeah, roasted pork. You see.
This is how it looks like.
Baby.
Yeah. It's let's try to imagine pork belly. That's the cut of it. It's just that they roast it.
Yeah.
So there's a very, very crunchy top to it.
Oh yeah, I'll show the outer layer.
So the top layer is really crunchy.
So good. Oh, yeah.
And then below it there's the fat part and then the meat part. So the best sharo, best roast pork, it has to have all these three combinations.
Yes, it's so good. Okay, and then you also ordered duck meat, right?
Yeah, I ordered duck meat as well. So it's just with roast duck. Yeah, I just liked it. Yeah.
Oh, so good. Okay, and then the famous white turnip cake.
Yes.
Is it famous? Yeah.
So they call it carrot cake. Basically, it's just fried flour, turnip. Yeah, it's a combination. Then you top it chives and chili. Yes. There's the other version of this, but in black color. They call it black one. Black carrot cake. That's because they add on sweet dark sauce. Which I didn't like it sweet, so I prefer the white one.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I guess chili is very obviously Singaporeans love their chili.
Yeah,
right?
chili everywhere.
Chili.
So chili here, chili everywhere. Yeah. I might get more chili later for the rice.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Well, you can have mine.
Sure.
Or you can,
Yeah.
Well, I'll have some of
No?
Okay, but let's eat.
Try,
Let's
yes.
try. So I mean, today is just conversation. We just chat about random shit. Yes. To be honest, I feel like you're pretty open-minded. You are open-minded. Okay, first of all, and I feel like you have a lot of friends with different backgrounds. You know, we're friends. What do you think are the common misconceptions foreigners have about Singapore? Or you're just they should know this when they come to Singapore.
A lot of people think that Singaporeans are rich.
Yeah.
People who live in Singapore are rich. I think maybe two things. One's because of crazy rich Asians, maybe.
Yeah.
But secondly, is because Singaporeans like to travel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So most Singaporeans, especially the younger ones, they like to travel at least once or twice a year. It doesn't have to be big trips, but just. And also because Singapore is situated in such a optimal place to travel out to Thailand, Bali. It's just places around that aren't very expensive. it's pretty affordable. It can be.
Yeah.
So a lot of people like to travel, and hence maybe that's why people think that Singaporeans are rich or something. Yeah.
I will say that like when you come into Singapore, most people like frequent Orchard, Somerset, or like Tiong Bahru. I mean, like, or you know, just more like expat-centric places. But there are really beautiful places outside of like those neighborhoods.
So you have a point. So those places that tourists usually will go to, they are filled. There are more expats there who are obviously better paid and all that, right? So the lifestyle is slightly different from the usual, like the locals that you find in the neighborhoods.
And I think it's such a shame because like there are really beautiful places like Punggol. Like I like Punggol. Like you know, sitting there having a drink by the water and like biking around there, or like I don't know, even going to like Sungai Buloh, like up north, and getting to see Malaysia from afar because we can't travel.
If you have your phone with you, your network will automatically switch to Malaysian network.
That was really cool. So I do think that there are neighborhoods that if you're coming to Singapore, you should explore rather than just like the highly frequented or recommended. What do you think of life here in Singapore during COVID now? Like we're really lucky.
We are. I think we are.
Yeah.
I think we are. I mean, regardless of how people might feel really cooped up at home or what, but I think it's for the better. And there's no shortages of supplies. I think that's most like fundamental and basic needs. So we don't have to worry about basic needs. I think that's a big thing for me. And that's something that not to be taken for granted for.
I think when we went down into like circuit breaker, I still remember freaking out, and then everyone's like buying toilet paper. But then afterwards, it's like once that fear died down, it was like there was no fear about anything because we were being well taken care of. Like everything was really structured and in place. So shit. I think we're really lucky though.
And I guess it's also because maybe Singapore is not huge, hence it's easier to manage the situation. Maybe. In that sense.
Yes. Oh, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned, but like next week I'm supposed to go on the cruise to nowhere. So I got the swab test before I came here. It was like a long stick.
Out your nose?
Yeah, they stick it up all the way up, and then it's like almost like touching your brain. I don't know. I was like, it hurt.
Did you feel stimulated?
I mean, I felt like all of like my nostrils, it was just like completely
violated.
Cleared up.
Oh my
God.
God.
I felt a little bit violated first of all, and then they did it to like the right side and then the left side.
Both sides.
And then I was like crying because I was like, ow. But then other than it, that was totally fine. But yeah, it was so efficient though. And
tell me about your cruise to nowhere. How do you? Please.
So okay. So the issue right now is like my friends aren't able to go.
Why?
Because if you have been in contact with any of the new cases, you're at risk, and so therefore you're not able to attend the cruise, or like go on the cruise. But then for me and my friend who are in the same room, we're okay because none of us have been around any of that, like the cases. But now it's just like, oh my god! Until then to now, we have to kind of be careful, like where we go.
Please do.
Yes. But they're closing. They close all the gyms, so you can't go on the gyms on the cruise. But you can go. You can go to the pool. You can still go to restaurants. Obviously, in groups of 5 on the cruise. But I don't know. We'll see how it is. I'm excited, but I'm also a little bit afraid because what if we get stuck there? What if I and then I like can't get off the boat for a month?
Oh my god!
It's the vacation I've always wanted.
Yes. You've always wanted, like, you know. I don't know. I mean, it's still exciting, I think. I mean, you're after all still going somewhere, doing something, you know. And I think that's very good because, I mean, we've been stuck and not being able to travel for quite a long time. So at least that's something.
And I think it's also interesting to see people do a lot more staycations.
Oh yes.
Have you done one yet, or like? We could do
No, I haven't recently.
We could do a staycation at like Emily's apartment.
Oh yes, definitely. That's considered a staycation, no doubt.
So they're quite common here in Singapore, where people go live in a hotel elsewhere. I mean, because you can't travel, but I think it's like the headspace, like removing yourself from a certain situation and
Yes.
feeling like you're traveling. I think that's
Yeah.
something that most people are doing.
Yeah,
here.
it's the checking in into a hotel, the fact that you get like maybe buffet breakfast,
Yeah.
and you can just chill and do nothing, and then you can go to the pool and stuff like that. So it's all the experience. Yeah. So people actually even before circuit breaker, people do that. It's just not as frequent as now actually.
Yeah.
And because I think the rates of the hotels are better now, like they're cheaper because they're trying to encourage people to, it's a promotion thing. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I told you, but we met this auntie from China, from Shanghai. So like, she told me that she didn't have to quarantine. So she got the vaccination in China, and then she came here, didn't have to quarantine. That was a while ago. I don't know if it's the same like protocol at the moment. And then I met my other friend today who said that I guess most people have to like most people have to start quarantine for like 21 days instead of 14.
Wow.
Yeah, so before it's like 2 weeks, now it's 21. And that's been interesting to see. I think they're being a little bit more strict with like the certain regulations of like staying.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Oh, this is good.
I think the thing is that things are changing.
Yeah.
So are the virus. So
Yeah.
you won't really know.
Yeah. Have you gotten notifications about vaccinations or like your family?
My parents and my sister, because one of my sister is a nurse, so they are frontline people, so they get the first batch, one of the first few batches to go for the vaccinations.
Yeah.
The other sister is over 45, so she's qualified to because the government does it like by age bands. So
Yeah.
now we're at the stage where anyone that's over 45.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the rest of us will come next and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully soon.
Yeah, they are doing it quite systematically.
Yeah.
Before that, for the elderly, after the frontline people were the elderlies, and they do it by geographical locations,
Yeah.
so as to ensure that the facilities are not like overcrowded.
Yeah.
And managing the risk of spreading over there. Yeah.
So I read this article. This is in the US, by the way. I'm gonna like blend in some US news because I've been reading about
Yeah.
the US news, but like my previous manager tweeted something about how people are treating certain vaccinations as like a way of like classism. So like Moderna, Pfizer obviously are like the two largest pharmaceutical vaccinations that you can get.
Yeah.
But supposedly like people are saying like, oh, like Pfizer is like, oh, only like the best people get Pfizer or the richest people get Pfizer. Yeah, and it's like this stupid ongoing thing that people are talking about. And
Are
it's
they
like,
actually priced differently?
I don't think so. No, they're not priced differently. It's vaccinations are free.
Yeah.
But it's like classism, you know, and it's
Wow.
like the whole thing is like, you know, like Android and iPhone.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh my
like,
god!
oh, you're the green bubble. Oh, you're the blue bubble, or like headphones, like AirPods, and then
Yeah,
like for
yeah.
me, I still have my like, you know, and then they're like,
I
oh, you
I
still
still
have
prefer
like
that too.
Yeah, me too. Because then it's like I don't lose my. Okay, but anyways, so I thought it was a very interesting thing. I'm like, people are dying, and you're ranking vaccinations based on like classism. So yeah. Anyways, I just read that article and I was a little bit like annoyed by the whole situation. I'm like, you should be grateful to even get a vaccination at this point.
And not
Yeah.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, like, yeah, there's just other countries that don't even have access to it.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, definitely.
So
And yeah, some other countries, the spread of it is still not under control. So
Yeah.
I think we should really just treasure what we have.
yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, besides vaccination talk, how's BCG? BCG.
Okay, so for the audience, I'm currently taking a 6 months course. It's a program that's conducted
Yeah.
by an arm of BCG,
Yeah.
which is the Digital BCG Academy.
Yeah.
So-
Can I also say I feel like you've changed too.
In what ways?
I don't know. I feel like you're more confident, or like you've kind of like embodied more of like this, like I don't know how to explain it. Like more, you have more like leadership tendencies.
Like, I know my shit.
Yeah, exactly, like that, exactly. Like you're very like, you know, Like she's changed ever since the BCG program. So okay,
Yeah,
tell us more.
Yeah. Anyway, so the program is called RISE, which is what it stands for is just Rapid and Immersive Skills Enhancement Program. It's basically to support Singapore government's campaign to kind of promote or encourage people to move into digital technology space. Yeah. So there are 3 different pathways to that: digital sales and marketing. There's business and data analytics. And there is digital transformation and change management. So I've decided to go for the business and data analytics. So I think it's a very holistic program. It's got because ultimately BCG is a consulting firm, right? So they have tools and other techniques for business essentials such as communications, problem solvings, and all that. So I thought it was really useful. Apart from just teaching you the technical core, digital core stuff like Python and all that. I haven't gone to Python yet because I'm halfway through the program. I just like the design of it. So how it's usually any topic that they want to teach you, they ensure that there'll be classes, but there'll also be tutorial sessions where you get to hands-on work on some problems or exercises, and you can ask questions, and the TA, the trainers will come around your breakout rooms and answer any of your questions. I think that's really good way of learning. In that way, you pick up faster, and I mean, when you practice, you learn more things, I would think.
And all of this is conducted online, right?
Online, yes. It's via WebEx and all that. There's MS Teams and all that. So, I mean, before this, we kind of never imagined, or we thought that it's not possible, to do all of this without any face-to-face intervention but it is possible. We even do project groups work via online. So we even do presentations online, everything's just online. So it's quite cool, and you get to meet people of different background and age as well. So it's really good.
I think that's important too, because it's I mean, obviously because with COVID, there has been a lot of unemployment and right. So it's in this situation where you have the opportunity to upskill your certain skills that will help you in business or develop your certain acumen. I think it's really great that you're doing this program. Because I mean right now what is best is really upskilling, staying relevant to the industry, and I feel it's so real world applicable what you're doing.
Yes,
You're
definitely.
she's telling people what to do, managing people, managing down, managing up, managing left and right.
No, I mean I take it it's an experiential learning journey. Because I mean, I've been really comfortable in my job for the past 10 years or something.
Oh wait, and tell them what you were doing too.
I wasn't I was an underwriter before for marine insurance. So basically what they do is, according to the insurance company's guidelines, we review the risks, such as a list of maybe 12 vessels, ships, and then we will decide based on the guidelines that we get, whether we want to, on behalf of the company, accept the risks, and if so, at what premium and terms and conditions. So it's just a lot of negotiating as well, because you have to negotiate your terms and conditions with and a premium with the insurance brokers who represent the clients. So the thing is, I've been doing that for years, and it's gotten to a point that it's a bit stagnant. I don't know what you feel about that, but when you're so comfortable with what you do, you kind of go autopilot. Doesn't mean that it's not difficult. It doesn't mean that it's not stressful. It's just that you kind of know what to expect. At a certain situation, what to do, and all that. So you kind of go autopilot. So when I actually started taking the lessons, first 2 weeks, I was it's very refreshing. It's I don't know about you, but I really like that the feeling of, hey, I'm learning something new today. Oh, this is a great idea. I've never thought of this. So it's very inspiring, I think.
I think it's also the fact that it's also facilitated too.
Oh yeah.
You have mentors, you have people teaching you. You actually get to work with people from different ages as well, which is really great. My dad used to say if you're not learning, he's like this. He'll go like this. Be if you're not learning, you're dying. So
that's very literal.
I'm dude, that's thanks, Dad. Thanks. But no, that's great though. So awesome.
I think when we went to circuit breaker also, I spent some amount of money to subscribe to Mind Valley as well.
Which is good.
Yeah, and I like that every day you get to learn like snippets of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, which you never imagine like, hey, there's such a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
think like I feel like investing can come in so many different ways, and like one of the best ways. Wow, this is really spicy, by the way. What the? Is it this? It's the carrot cake.
yeah, could be. You can take
Oh
mine.
my god, wait.
I'm good. I have this. I'll get another one later. It's okay.
Why doesn't yours have ice? Do you want my ice?
Yeah, you can pour it in.
I'll pour it in.
Yeah.
But what was I saying? Oh yeah, I guess the best way is like also just like investing in yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I remember before I was like, oh, I don't want to spend money on certain things, but then I'm like, I spend like I'll pay for like subscription if it's like for the news or like subscription to like a really good podcast or like you know, things like that.
Yeah.
That can help improve like my way of thinking or just like my life. Yeah. So,
They do it in such a subtle way, you don't really realize a big change.
Yeah.
But when all of these different, or rather small changes,
Yeah.
when you finally realize that, you would have made such a progress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's all like incremental change. Because like, I mean, maybe for like you don't think that you're changing right now. But then for me, I'm like watching you like kind of develop and grow. Yeah. So that's been pretty cool.
Wow.
Hey.
So maybe you want to tell everybody how it was like before when you first met me.
I mean, I think you're definitely like, you get along with everyone. But then I think more recently, you've almost taken on this like more executive, like you have like more of like an executive presence or like more of like a leadership presence, right? Like when we're like, even like coordinating with our friends, yeah, I feel like you're more like, come on, which is great because I feel like I'm always tired of like planning and executing, you know, and it's like so refreshing to have Z kind of like step up, you know, it's just like little things like that you truly can tell. I think also like, you know, your confidence, like you're learning so much and then you're teaching me things too, like I think that's why I've been noticing. Yeah, so it's great.
Yeah, I kind of like this sharing what I've learned.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing about learning is that like, you know, you may agree, you may not agree, or like for example, listening to a whole podcast of 60 minutes. You may not agree to everything in the podcast, but even if it's just a little bit that you agree with, that's good enough. I think that's time well spent. Yeah, like I don't know, but it's. I think we should all celebrate this. Like every day, you just get to learn something small. Yeah.
It's like small incremental change eventually snowballs. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's good.
I really like that feeling.
Yeah.
Knowing that, hey, you are one small change like better or more knowledgeable than yesterday. Yeah.
Like right now, I use Notion. Notion. So I track my OKRs. Which are objectives and key results, like every quarter. So I built out my own personal OKRs.
Wow.
I track it, and it's refreshing because I'm like, shit, like last quarter, I was like, oh, my goal was to hit like 500 subscribers, and then now I'm like 1100.
Wow.
Yeah, but like,
You deserve some bonus.
yeah, I know, right? Or like I document like, oh, I want to do like 10 spin classes, right? Like something like that, and then being able to kind of verify it and look back on it and be like, shit, like
to really
I did
see
this.
it, right?
Yeah, to see it, and like especially like document it. I think that's probably the most satisfying part. Yeah. And then also just like journaling, and then like a couple of days ago I was reading my old journals. Like I was reading like about my breakups, reading about how like burnt out I was in San Francisco, and then coming like I was like I want to work abroad. I want to leave. Like I'm tired. I'm like unhappy. Blah blah blah. And then it's really like cathartic. I feel like I've changed a lot since I was Emily in 2018. This is 2021 Emily now. Yeah. So yeah, journaling is good. You should journal.
Yeah.
Do you journal? I think you journal.
Not like in long paragraphs, like short keywords. I do bullet journaling.
That's good.
So
That's healthy.
yeah, maybe I'm not, because I'm not as, you know, like expressive in terms of writing. So I just jot down like keywords of stuff I learned, things I think that it's I want to remember.
Yeah.
I think the thing with, I think maybe it's me, or I'm not, I don't remember things really well.
Me too.
Like if you ask me like what did I eat last week, or like where did I go last week?
Yeah.
So that's why I thought it's important to put down things that you want to remember.
Yeah.
And also like you document things that you want to recognize yourself having achieved them.
Yeah.
So all of this, I think it's very useful. When I look back as well, there were things that I can now cross off because I have done it. Like for the first time, I actually see it so clearly that hey, you actually can do something. You actually did it. So I think in a way it kind of builds, apart from confidence, I think it builds trust
and
like
self-awareness.
Trust in yourself
And self-awareness.
So last time maybe like if I said, oh, I hope to do this, and then I wouldn't take it seriously because I don't trust myself, because I've never had track record that I've, documenting that, oh, when I say I want to do this, I actually did it. But if you actually do some journaling or documentation of some sort, the more you've done this, then the more trust you build in yourself. Because then next time when you say you want to do something, then you trust that you actually subconsciously have more trust in yourself that you're actually able to do that.
That's true. One thing I've also done is I tell people close to me who can keep me accountable, like, hey, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
And then when they ask me, hey, have you done it? And I'm like, no. Then I'm like, oh shit, like I need to do it. So there's also like, you give yourself accountability, but you also give the accountability to other people to give it back to you. Does that make sense? I don't know.
No, it does. It does.
But
I like this community thing. Like so everybody, maybe it's just like-minded people who really wants to work on themselves.
Yeah, okay. I have a funny story. I mean, I don't know if Sam watches my YouTube channel. I definitely don't think she does, but whatever. Sorry, Sam. So we were drinking. Like, so it was like, okay, so one of our friends, my sister's friend's little cousin, also from the East Coast, like, you know how like from West Coast, like LA, San Francisco, East Coast is like New York, New Jersey, like, so we hung out, and when I guess like him and I were intensely talking about like our life plans and our goals, and I mean, we were just talking about more like business stuff. And then Sam was like, whoa, like you guys aren't chill, like you guys need to chill. And then I don't know, I was like taken aback by it because I was like, am I not chill? Like I'm chill. I mean, I can be high strung and like super type A, like, or very like I have a lot of energy, but then afterwards, like this, and then I think he also was like a little bit offended. Like I'm chill, I'm the chillest guy. Like, I'm chill. Like we're both chill. Like we're Asian American chill. Like, and then I think it bothered us for like 5 minutes. But then I went on to think about it afterwards, and I was like, who cares if we're not chill? Yeah, because I'm like,
everyone's definition of chill is different.
Yeah, and I was like, why does it bother me? I was like, it's okay if the perception is different. Like maybe it's just like I want to talk about deeper things, right? Like I don't want to just talk about random, like, I don't know, random, like, oh, this bottle of wine is, or you know, or
being chill is just being chill. It doesn't have this, I mean, stereotype that being chill is better and being not chill is not good. So it's just being chill and not, that's all. It doesn't have to have another meaning to it.
So I just thought it was like really different. I was like, is that also like a cultural difference? I don't know. Because like we talk about work and talk about like MBAs and rent, like, you know, stuff that is affecting us like in our current life. But I mean, I think it's important to have deep, meaningful conversations, and I feel like I can do that with you as well. Because like, you know, like I feel like I use you also as like a sounding board. You know, like I trust you with information, and like I feel like I could get advice from you as well. So but anyways, I thought that was interesting, and I'm like, I don't care if I'm not chill.
Isn't it? I think you're cool.
Thank you. I think I'm cool.
We chill together as well. Like, you know, we do have chill times, but like other times we prefer to be maybe more intentional with our future or with our time, with our efforts.
Okay, well, to round out this conversation, because I'm also sweating. I'm like, I think I need to get another drink or something.
Well, I'll get you another sugar cane.
No, it's okay. Do you see yourself living here and growing roots forever? Like babies, like babies' education, like growing family, like what are your plans?
That's a good question.
Do you want to like talk about your background really fast too?
I'm Malaysian, but I've been here since the age of 12. So I've been living in boarding schools and hostels until I started working, and that's when I moved in with my sister. So to be honest, I actually spent more than half of my life here in Singapore, so I'm pretty localized. Like, if I didn't say anything, nobody would have known that I'm not local.
Yeah.
So
You look a little bit Korean though.
that's because of
Yeah,
makeup.
안녕하세요.
I want my oppas, you know. But yeah, maybe because oh, this is so cute. Maybe because like I've been living in boarding schools and hostels.
Yeah.
Hence, I've actually been living with people from different Asian countries.
Yeah.
Then my work actually allowed me to kind of interact a lot more with Europeans and Americans. Also because the industry of insurance has a lot more foreigners than locals. Yeah, so I guess all of this kind of molded me into who I am now, like slightly more open-minded and all.
And courageous and adventurous. Like,
Yeah, and so to the question of whether I want to stay here and have a roots here, it's a question that I've been thinking quite a bit. Yeah, like so because for a period of time I actually wanted to explore like overseas work opportunities.
Yeah.
Like I've looked into Hong Kong, Korea, even Taiwan.
Korea. Yeah.
Yeah,
Taiwan is good.
Yeah, Taiwan as well. I'm not sure if I wanted to go to the US.
I know. I feel like everyone's opinion of it is changing, but it's okay. It's okay.
No, not because of COVID or what. It's
Yeah.
just I'm not so familiar with the insurance industry there. Because back then when I was exploring these opportunities, I was still set into staying in the insurance industry, but now I'm actually more open, so there's no more such restrictions. So in terms of insurance industry, obviously the first place I'll look into is London.
Yeah.
Because that's where it originates, right?
Yeah.
So back then that was that, but there were no suitable opportunities around then, so I kind of missed the boat and stuff. I'm still thinking about it. Like secretly, I'm still like, if there was a chance to go out, and I would do that. Like since I still have, I'm still single, no commitments and all that, right? I think if I have the chance to, I would go to elsewhere and see if Singapore really would be the place that I want to have roots in. Yeah.
I think Singapore has opened my eyes to the fact that I can live elsewhere outside of the US.
Right, you didn't think it was possible?
Like, how do I explain this? I always thought that I would end up in LA or just like long-term, like retirement. Like I wouldn't live anywhere else for some reason. Like I always thought, I like go travel and do all these things and then come back, and US would be ultimately like my end game or like my end plan. But then I don't know, I just like feel like talking to so many people here in Singapore, like seeing the way that they raise their kids, they're like nomadic, they take risks, and they take risks at all different types of ages. Like one of my friends is in the Antler program, and she's like a mom and an entrepreneur, and she has 2 kids, and like she's building her own startup right now, and she was like in New York and Australia, and then now Singapore, and like
Nice.
I think it just kind of opened my eyes. Like I don't have to wait until the very end to like be like, I need to go. I don't know. There's so many options. So it's eye opening.
I guess as life goes and when things present themselves. And I guess the world changes as well, right? So maybe in 10 years' time, maybe a certain place will like pop up as, hey, this could be a new place, a good place to live in, or like for at least 5 to 10 years. So I guess we just take it as it goes.
I know. That's weird because like I thought I had it all planned out. But I don't. Like everything is just like.
That's what I actually realized. I mean, it's good to have plans. But I don't know. To me, as long as I know what do I want to do next immediately, that's good enough. And because the longer term wise, right, plans are so open to changes.
I think it's just important to be flexible, and there's a lot that we can explore and discover, and
being flexible is also, I think, a very, very important trait. Because the moment you're not flexible, you're gonna be so, I don't know, stressed out when changes kind of sprung upon you. And that's when you're not chill. So we should be chill, Yeah. Flexible,
That's true,
chill.
yeah. Flexible, chill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. No, but that's awesome. And if anyone wants to find you, can I like like maybe your Instagram or your LinkedIn? I don't know. Or maybe not. Maybe you just have to find Z like somewhere on the streets of Singapore.
No, you can
Like,
find me on Instagram.
Yeah. Or like if you don't want to be found, it's okay too.
No, I'm fine. You can find me on Instagram.
Yeah, I'll link it below.
Yeah.
But yeah, any last words?
Last words.
Yeah. Wisdom. Wisdom. Give me some wisdom.
I think having to learn something every day is important. I mean, I don't mean like learn like hey, like a huge topic.
Yeah.
It could be just like hey, something like, for example, micro habits are good because they are too small to fail. I mean, just reading that sentence or those two sentences are good enough to maybe give you some time to think and maybe like have some ideas about what you want to do with when you want to build habits and all that. Yeah. So I think that's what I live by every day. I have this because I do bullet journaling, right?
Yeah.
I have this habit tracker. Whether I made my bed today, did I learn or read anything today?
Yeah.
Did I meditate today? Did I work out today? So those are the 4 habits that I want to kind of build as a long-term habit. Yeah.
Cool.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, and support Emily
Yeah.
and subscribe and all that. Yeah, she's really good and she's so smart. Look at her, so smart and cool. And so chill, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're gonna continue eating, or I think
Yeah.
I might get like some zongzi, or I might get some snacks. Snacks. Yeah. This is like, oh, this is all we eat, and then afterwards,
I think we're just being very demure now.
I know,
Like,
like,
hey,
Okay. Anyways, well, thank you for doing. Is this like considered like a mukbang, right?
Oh yes, it
Yeah,
is.
mukbang,
It's just we talking a lot. That's all.
It's okay. But thanks, Z, for being on my channel.
No, thanks for having me.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye everyone.